Welcome, everyone, to Day by Day Podcast. My name is Dakota Day. I'm here with my brother Ryan Day, and we have a good episode ahead of you guys. So we're super excited for this episode. We are going to be diving into a new topic related to the new year.
But yeah, let's first of all have a celebration for season 2.
That's right, season 2. This is the kickoff for season 2, episode 1.
Season 2 of Day by Day.
Episode 1, man. I didn't even realize that. As I looked back over, and at least I thought back over all of the episodes that we've done so far, I didn't realize that there's so much stuff in season 1 that we didn't talk about, that we could have talked about. So I'm super excited for all of the things that have coming in season 2.
That's right.
And some of the stuff we don't even know what we're going to talk about. We're still waiting on people to get back to us on good ideas. So it's going to be fun.
That's right. And by the way, get into the comment section. Comment section. Excuse me. Drop us a comment in the comment section if you want us to dive into a particular subject. You're interested in hearing a particular topic. We're always looking for new topics. We want to consider the opinion of our viewers and what you guys want to hear. Obviously, there's certain topics that we are very, very excited and motivated to talk about, but we also want to dive deep in some of the subjects that you want to hear about too. So drop a comment in the comment section right now and just type us a few words, a sentence or two, telling us exactly what it is you would like us to discuss here on the Day by Day podcast.
Amen. Yeah, that's right. We wanna cover topics that are of interest to you guys, and of course, we definitely want to dive into some topics of our own that we've been talking about that we think many people could benefit from moving forward. However, we have a topic on New Year's we want to talk about. So, first of all, we're in 2025 now, and there's a lot that's happened in 2024. And I know you were talking about as we were preparing for this, you have a list of things you've been looking at, of all of the things and occurrences and all of the events that have transpired in 2024. That was monumental, of 2024 going down as a historic year. So let's talk about that.
That's right. Like I don't think people really consider, but when you go back and look at what has happened and transpired over 2024, I personally believe that 2024 will go down in the history books as probably one of the most significant years of this particular decade. And maybe one of the most significant years in so far at this point in the first quarter of this century. Because understand, right now we are a quarter century in to the 21st century, bro.
That's crazy, man.
Like, I can't wrap my mind around that, bro.
Yeah.
It seems like just not too long ago it was 2000 for us.
Yeah, the 90s don't seem far away.
That's just amazing to me. It's like a blink, and we're a quarter of a century.
Yeah. So I was watching. It's just a funny thing. I was watching a Instagram video the other day that was popping up. It was a kind of a famous video that was going around, and someone was going around to young people, and they were asking them. These are young adults. They were asking them, like, "What do you consider to be old?" So it was so funny, man. Like, obviously, I'm born in the 90s. You're born in what, 89? 89, yeah. So you're technically an 80s baby. I'm a 90s baby. What's interesting is all of these people were saying that if you were born in the 90s, you're old. And I'm thinking, like, what? Like, hold on a second. Like, huh? So I guess the standard is almost the majority of the young adults were saying that you're still considered, I guess, young if you were born in the 2000s. They're like, but even the year 2000, 2003, like, even that's kind of old to us. And I'm thinking, like, what? Yeah, anyways, that was a funny video.
Your perspective of old changes the older you get.
That is true.
I remember when we were younger, to hear someone that was born in the 70s was old to me.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Now, as an adult, I'm like, man, the 70s, even though I wasn't born in the 70s, even though I didn't even exist in the 70s, to me, the 70s wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
But
man, I remember thinking, yeah, that's true. I remember thinking, like, in the early 2000s, like the 70s, like,
like you're saying 1974, and it's like, you're a little old. But now I'm just like, okay, all right, you're only like 10 years older than me. 10 years older than me, which to me is not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess your perspective of old changes the older you get. I hear some old, like I hear some middle-aged people.
Yeah.
like in their 40s, and like, yeah, I'm old. And I don't consider a person in their 40s old.
Yeah.
That's just me. In fact, I don't even really consider a person in their 50s old.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like when you look at life expectancies, I mean, I know a guy here at 3ABN that he's 105. 105.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's amazing.
That's crazy. Yeah. So I had 101 or hundreds, was it 101-year-old? Yeah, 101-year-old at my seminar in Virginia. And I was like, wow, man, to think like all the things they've seen, all the things they've experienced in their lifetime. But then, like we obviously say 100-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 80-year-olds are old. But what's amazing is that when you talk to them, people that have reached those more mature ages, obviously, now they've gotten to a point where it's like they don't feel that old. Like, well, I say it this way: some of them say they feel that old, but it doesn't seem like that's the reality. And as time has went by, like I can't believe time went by that fast. And so, yeah, man, it's crazy to think. I'll never forget in school when I was in school in high school. Every year, you had to write the date at the top of your assignments. And I remember every year, like when it would go from 2008 to 2009, I was like, man, oh, 9, that's crazy. Like I used to think, man, like, hey, man, it's amazing, and then 10, and then 11, and then 12. And I was like, man, and then I graduated. And then all of a sudden now, like I look back and I'm like, in 2012, like that's over a decade ago. Like, holy crap. Like, that's, I imagine, like,
I remember writing down 2010 and thinking, man,
yeah,
man, the world is just advancing so fast. Like, we're in the near. Now, back in 2010, I'm like, man, it seems like it was so far away, but yet just yesterday. So
it's amazing how
time flies.
It really is crazy how fast everything goes by.
When you're younger, time just kind of creeps, but then the older you get, a blink, and there goes a year. Like 2024 went by so quick for me, brother. Like it seems like it was just I don't know, just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I know it was, but still, it seems like in my mind, maybe 4 or 5 months ago was like February or January of 2024.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mean, it's amazing how time flies when you're busy.
Yeah, when you're in
every single every single day is just boots on the ground, just go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And before you know it, a week is boom, 1 week goes by, a month goes by, and then before you know it, certain significant events have come around that you're like, man, we're already here.
So that country song when I was younger, you were younger, we were in school at the time. Was it Tim McGraw? Don't Blink? Was that the name of the
No, that was
that?
Don't Blink. That was Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney.
Just like that, you're 6 years old and you're taking naps. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wake up and you're 25 and your high school sweetheart becomes your wife.
Dude, that song is so true to Link.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, but a very, very true song.
Man.
Very true.
I remember hearing that on the radio, and all the time when I talk about timing and how fast time's going by, like I think of that song. Man, that's a true song. That is a true song. Wow.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Significant event. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's get into
this. Just talking enough to get 25th. You know, you and I are going to discuss a few things that's happened, that we remember about 2024. I know this is our new year. I think it's important, even though we're going to take a few minutes to talk about, some of our goals and what we look forward to happening here in 2025. But I think it's important that we also not just rush so quickly past 2024. I think sometimes we live in a generation where we're just like, go, 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 go. Let's just move on. The past is the past. I think sometimes it's good to stop and reflect on the blessings and also the significant events and the things that have happened in our lives and in the world around us. So I just simply did again, this is a general Google search, significant events that happened in 2024. And by far, 2024 is one of the most significant historical years. So this is ranker.com. And basically, this is just, again, I'm not saying necessarily that I agree with this particular ranking of events because they like to rank things. That's what ranker.com does. But I think that they're pretty accurate on listing significant things that happened in 2024. I may not go through this entire list here, but I'll just read off just a few things here. So number 1, they ranked, is the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. So that's kind of been a big deal, right? And we're still, as we're getting closer soon to this new inauguration of our next president. See what's going to happen with that. But again, the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. Number two, the ongoing war between Palestine and Israel. That's something that's been transpiring as well. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops. All right, number three. You ready for this? It seems like something new that has never happened before, but yet it has happened before.
Yeah.
Number three, the assassination attempts on Donald Trump.
That's right.
And by the way, again, this is not a political support for one group or the other. I'm not saying I'm full support of Donald Trump. This is not a political move here by me. I'm just stating, if I had to put up a picture of one person that would significantly represent major events that happened in 2024, would be Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Many things happened to Donald Trump in 2024. So Ranker.com has number three, the assassination attempts on Donald Trump. Not one, but two different assassination attempts. Number four, again, Donald Trump became the second U.S. president to win non-sequential terms in office. Number five, the Supreme Court rules on presidential immunity. So basically, the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that former presidents are immune from prosecution on actions related to the powers of the office, which, of course, was greatly in favor of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, number six. Again, Donald Trump. A lot of these are doing with Donald Trump. So number six, Donald Trump found guilty on 34 felonies. And it says Donald Trump became the first U.S. president to be convicted of a felony on March 30th, 2024, after he was brought up on the charges of falsifying documents to conceal payment to adult film stars. And of course, Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felonies by a jury in New York. So I think we're still kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with that. But obviously, I don't want to say what's going to happen because I don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting to see what transpires.
I was talking about it a while back. Can a president pardon himself?
Yeah. It's like, what if they convict him? Or they've already convicted, but what's the sentencing going to be?
Yeah.
And then is there something he himself can do about it?
And if the president can pardon himself, then it's kind of like, man.
According to a general Google research, we found that technically a president can pardon himself.
I don't know how
on a technicality.
Yeah, I don't know how legit that technicality would work out. That's crazy stuff. Just to think about that, if the president pardons themselves, if there was something that comes about, to be this is legitimately going to be something that he should go to prison for or whatever.
Right.
Then it's like when the court case shows up and he could pardon himself, then it's like, how do you hold anyone else accountable?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
don't know, man.
Man, that's a tough.
And then of course, then you got the other side. Again, you got those people that are like, yeah, he's guilty. He should go to jail. He's a bad man. He's a dictator. He's a Nazi. He's all these things. Sure, the media is painting him. And then you got the other side that's like, no. All of those things were falsifications. They were brought about that weren't true. You've got two sides to the story.
Two sides.
That's two opposing views on Donald J. Trump. And so, you know what? They can have their politics. They can have their opinions.
It's just interesting to ponder. Like, man, we're 2024 was monumental, but now we're going 2025, and there's still things to happen that we don't know all the details of yet. But
right, yep,
crazy stuff to think about and ponder about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Number 7, Joe Biden abandons his re-election campaign. That was crazy because he started out. He had that first debate with Donald Trump, and it appeared that he was going to go ahead and move forward with re-election. And then I guess the pressure came, and then boom, he's out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, eventually they replaced him, or the Democratic National Convention votes in Kamala Harris. So very interesting event there. Number 7, they ranked Biden there, number 7. Number 8, which I haven't looked really a lot into this because this is kind of foreign related, but on December 8, 2024, the dictatorial regime of Bashar al-Assad in Syria was overthrown on the heels of a multi-week wave of unrest in the country. So his regimen was overthrown. That's ranked number 8. Number 9, this is very interesting. Could you imagine this? 2 NASA astronauts stuck in space. So it says NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams flew to the International Space Station aboard the Boeing Starliner on June 5, 24. They did not return with the Starliner, however, due to concerns over the craft's integrity during re-entry and landing. And then it goes on to say Wilmore and Williams will spend 8 months, bro, in space Instead of 8 days, they will be returning or planning to return on SpaceX in February 2025. Bro, what could you imagine that? You're launched into space, planning an 8-day little space trip to the International Space Station, and 8 days turns into 8 months, bro. You know for sure whoever these is it 2 guys? Yeah. Well, I guess it's Sonny Williams or Suni Williams, and Butch Wilmore. These 2 people are probably gonna need a little bit of counseling when they get back.
Probably so. I know I would.
That's crazy. Could you imagine being confined in a small space? Not just a small space, but a small space in space.
You know, when you spend that much time up there, you got to be kissing the earth when you get back. Or you got to be kissing the earth when you no doubt. I've spent time out of the mainland. Let me tell you, I survived an apparent missile threat before, and I can tell you that when you live in very uncertain circumstances for a long enough time, and you got all that stress underneath you, you forget the what you take for granted every day. You know, being in the mainland, being in a more secure situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 10, Sweden joins NATO. Number 11,
It's a woman and a guy.
oh, is it a woman and a guy?
Wow.
So is it Sunny or Suni? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Wow.
We've got, by the way, we got our wives, Stephanie and Anna. They are running all the equipment today. Thank you, ladies, so much. But they just clarified for us. Thank you so much. Fact checking us here that Butch Wilmore is indeed a guy, and I don't know if it's Suni or Sunny Williams is a female, but they are stuck in space for 8 months.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Number 10, Sweden joins NATO. Number 11, Claudia Sheinbaum, I guess. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
Elected president of Mexico. I think she is the first, former mayor of Mexico. Claudia Sheinbaum becomes the first female president of Mexico. Wow.
She's 2024. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. According to Ranker.com, again, this is according to them, number 12, climate change contributes to the warmest summer on record in 2024. And I read this. It says that it was about 3 degrees higher than the average, I think, in the 20th century. Higher than the 20th century average. Yeah, that's amazing. Number 13, Kamala Harris becomes, according to Ranker.com, the first black woman and first South Asian majority party presidential candidate.
All right.
Number 14, I wasn't here for this. I think you and Anna were, because we were in New Jersey when this happened. Yeah, we didn't get to see it because of all of the cloud coverage.
The lights. The northern lights.
Yeah. Massive solar storm makes solar flares visible.
Yeah.
I've never seen the northern lights in Arkansas or in southern Illinois or, down near the southwestern regions. But yeah, you guys were able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as magnificent where we were at as far as the with the visible eye. Most people that had the pictures, they used their cameras and all that and looked through lens of that. But really cool though to see on the camera. You can kind of see a little bit of glow. It was kind of weird, but yeah, and that was actually monumental. Yeah, that's only happened a few times in history, right?
Yeah,
I think.
I haven't really looked at
It's happened before in the 1800s.
Yeah,
I don't know any time. I'm assuming if it happened 1800s, it probably have.
It's not uncommon to have a solar flare that would bring that a little further down where some states, but I don't know how
The
normal it is that far south.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That far south.
It was cool to see because Anna, especially, has always wanted to see the Northern Lights. And I remember her, I went out and looked at it for like a few minutes. I was like, all right, cool. So I went back in. But he's like, that's nice. Anna was out there for like hours, just like getting video footage and taking pictures and stuff. But I guess that's all right, cool. It's a man thing, I guess. I don't know.
So funny, bro. Okay. And then this one, the Fed bed. Now that had been me. Stephanie would have been mad. Come here, look at this with me. All right, look at that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, like,
yeah. All right. Well, that's real nice. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
stay out here and look at it with me. Stay out here longer.
Is that what you would have done, Steph? Would you have made me stay out longer?
Did I make you come look at the comment last year or this year? Earlier this year?
She did. Remember, was it calling?
Yeah, we saw that a few weeks ago, a few months ago. We got it on video. Comment. We were in Fort Smith, Arkansas at the time. Whenever we saw it, it was pretty cool though. To see a comment. You don't ever really see comments. That's
pretty cool.
It's neat.
Number 15, unfortunately, assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, which again made some news. Number 16, Japan lands a probe on the moon. Japan became the 5th country to land a spacecraft on the moon in January 2024. Number 17, the 2024 Olympics in Paris. Paris. And also number 17, Notre Dame reopened. Remember Notre Dame was caught on fire a few years ago? Do you guys remember that? What year was that? It wasn't too long ago. It seemed like it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Was it 2020? It seemed like it happened maybe around the same time as COVID. Like 2019, 2020, something like that. We'll have our fact checkers to check it out and see what year that was. They're in the background making sure.
But that was crazy, yeah.
That was bad, man. That was sad to see.
2019. April 15.
God, yeah. You know what's amazing is if I had just looked down, it was right there. It's right there. Right. That is police station. What do you fact check? Anyways, 2019. But yeah, Notre Dame has reopened. It took $800 million to restore it. Have mercy, bro.
100 million. That goes to tell you they're making a lot of money. They have to spend that much money.
Ranked number 19, and this was one of my favorite events of 2024. The total solar eclipse was seen in parts of North America. That is so cool.
I was get to
see it.
I was in Florida doing a series. I didn't get to see it. Yeah, I mean, I could see some part, but it wasn't a full. I didn't get to be at a full window like you guys were. Man, yeah.
I don't think. Will we get to see? I mean, I think Steph and I have been able to see 2 total solar eclipses in our area, and I don't think it's going to happen again for
a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I'll have to show you. But yeah, well, that's so neat that we can actually determine that. We have the technology to determine that. And it was funny. We have the technology to determine that kind of stuff, but people still think the Earth is flat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on, man.
Let's not offend our flat Earth friends. We want you guys to still watch. I'm just totally joking. But yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's crazy, man.
Number 20, Charles III announces he has cancer. Raper Brother Charles. Number 21, Caitlin Clark breaks multiple NCAA scoring records in college basketball.
I mean, it's just putting the women's basketball on the map for a lot of folks.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Watch out. 2022 student protests take shape across the U.S. 23. Let's see. 23, Julian Assange goes free after 14 years. Julian Assange was the WikiLeaks founder who spent 14 years on the run in asylum on the Ecuadorian embassy in London, or in prison, and ongoing efforts to avoid extradition in Sweden for sexual abuse allegations. Of course, Assange was also avoiding potential legal proceedings in the U.S., and of course, so now he's free after 14 years.
Interesting. So back up for a moment to that last one, because you talked about student protests. I'm assuming this is on college campuses.
Yeah, so it
was related to the Palestine-Israel or Israel-Hamas situation, right?
Let me look here. It says, on university and college campuses across the United States, students built encampments and voiced support for Palestinians as the war with Israel continued.
Now, to me, this is monumental. This is very interesting.
Okay.
Because in the United States of America, we have always been a country that has been very religious, obviously, in more of a Christian, perspective. Even though America is made up of many religions, because you have many different people, obviously, that are living in America, right? You got plenty of Hindu and Buddhist and man, a slew. I don't even know how many religions. Probably I'm sure hundreds of thousands of different at this point, because there's new religions being made every day too. But that's monumental because, obviously we grew up in the Bible Belt in the South, and you see all these churches put off all these signs all the time. We're with Israel, we support Israel. And now that you see the younger generations, in a sense, now saying, okay, now let's give some support and some prayers and thoughts and all of those things in support for Palestine and Hamas and those who are being oppressed under this Israel, what would you call it? I guess you could say partiality that's being showed to Israel. Some people feel like Palestine's not getting shown enough love, and then you had all of that drama, right? Because you had people like Ben Shapiro and others that were saying, man, what happened in Hamas attacking them and what they did was so bad and so dangerous, and so it was just so diabolical that Israel had every bit to respond the way they did.
Yeah.
To me, that's a huge thing. It goes to show that you have a shift, a huge shift of thinking that's transpiring across our nation, and we're seeing this even at a government level, I believe.
Right.
A lot of people who's now basically I think it was Abraham Lincoln, if I'm not mistaken, said this. He said the philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of the government in the next.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like, that's huge. So you're seeing a shift of ideologies,
Right.
and even in religion being, starting to shift. And I know we'll talk more about that in upcoming episodes, but I think we should keep our eye on those kind of things.
No, I
And
definitely think
do
that the whole thing that's happening in Israel and Palestine, it's definitely something that's going to, I think it's going to lead to something even more shifting. I think there's something coming in connection to that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know
I'm trying to
if
speak prophetically. I'm not saying, but I don't believe that's something that's going to just because it's getting the world's attention.
Yep.
And obviously, right now, whether we want to like it or not, the United States of America is very much connected and involved in that in some capacity. And it'll be interesting to see how that transpires.
a majority of America is made up of Christianity, and Christianity is extremely supportive of Israel, right? Because obviously, Judaism was the first part of the entire Old Testament, right? You have the entire Old Testament pretty much telling you all the history from Abraham all the way down through to the introduction of Jesus, and then from there you have the transition from Judaism to Christianity. And that's significant, man, to see so many people transitioning their thought process into supporting a religion that not really a lot of people know a lot about, especially Christians. Most Christians don't know a lot about, the beliefs of Islam and all of those things. So it's very interesting to see the shift of thinking. But I do believe that's something that will be potentially more problematic as time goes on. And I'm curious to see how that's going to play out, this whole thing with Israel and Hamas and the war in the Middle East. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, here in Southern Illinois, we felt the effects of Ranker.com's number 24 rank of significant events that happened in 2024. Trillions of cicadas emerged in North America. And not just the fact that it was just cicadas, but it was very significant because two dominant forms of cicadas in North America it emerged from cycles of 17 and 13-year cycles. In 2024, the two cycles coincided. And it says resulting in trillions of cicadas emerging during the summer of 2024. And I remember, man, the summer was very loud this year. And we had little cicadas laying all over our lawn. When I would go out and mow my lawn, the vibrations from my mower would kick them up, and you could see them just flying over me. And it was very interesting. And of course, you could see after, they live so long and then they die. And you could just see the remains laying around. So definitely something interesting, interesting phenomenon.
Don't even get me started on ladybugs.
Ladybug.
All right. First of all,
Well, were they true ladybugs, or were they those like
Asian
it's like a
beetle.
beetle thing that's similar to a
ladybug.
Use the little orange little critter with the little black polka dots on it. Oh, that's like, all right.
That's what I'm telling you, man. These things just haunted our RV, bro. It's like we pulled up in this RV park, and I must have scraped a limb or something with them on it. And man, they attacked my RV, and me and Anna got on video with like a fury.
It was like it was that Egyptian an Egyptian plague force.
Dude, it was thousands of ladybugs. We're still sucking them up in our vacuum cleaner, our little Dyson. Oh, right, we're sucking these things up. And I'm thinking, like, what in the world? And one year we got attacked by stink bugs. Like, it was an outrageous.
Yeah, we had a few of those this year.
I think there's a bug apocalypse coming.
A bug apocalypse. A bugopocalypse.
Bugopocalypse.
Something, man. All right, I'm not going to read any more of this because I want to use the last few minutes we have to transition into, some of our expectations and hopes for 2025. But Last one here. Of course, you can go to ranker.com and read a whole lot more of these. But number 25 ranked, they have Vladimir Putin wins re-election as Russian president. That guy keeps popping back up.
Yeah.
I don't know much about.
Last year he served you.
I don't even. Let's see. Vladimir Putin had very little opposition.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Let's see here. Putin also has served as president between 2000 and 2008, as prime minister from 2008 to 2012. So he's president between 2000 and 2008, and as prime minister from 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
So he's been very active in the executive, I guess you could say, the executive leadership of Russia for this whole century, it seems like, or the first opening part of this century.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
So yeah. Anyways, it's gonna be interesting to see how that all plays out with now Mr. Trump coming in. He says Vladimir doesn't really worry. I know Vladimir did it well. Let's see here.
No, you gotta do the accordion.
Look, I'm gonna sit down with it.
You gotta pretend you got a little accordion there.
Sit down with him. I just work things out. Everything's gonna be cool. He said everything's gonna be cool. I said, and
All right. I'm bad, bro. I'm bad. That's pretty.
no, it's a horrible.
Well, you know, I mean,
Shot at Donald Trump there. But anyways, 2024 was an interesting year, and it was a blessed year. It was a good year for me. I don't know about you. I learned a lot. Did a lot of studying in 2024. Traveled. I think this year was one of the busiest traveling years for us in ministry. 2023 and 2024. I know you guys have been around quite a bit.
yeah, man.
But now 2025, bro. So what's your thoughts, ambitions, your goals for 2025?
Oh, thoughts and ambitions. Just to keep my eyes on Jesus, number one. Yeah, man. I mean, my ambitions, I think, are to, you know, I'm writing a book right now. I want to get that thing finished, which is very hard to finish a book. If you've never wrote a book, for those of you that's interested in writing something in your lifetime, you know, they say there's 3 things you want to do in this world: plant a tree, have a kid, and write a book.
Okay.
They say that's how you give back to the world.
Okay.
You plant a tree, have a kid, and write a book. So anyways, I don't know that kids will be happy anytime soon. Maybe it will. I don't know. Whatever God has in store, we'll be happy with that. But I don't think that's necessarily in the near works, perhaps. But plant a tree, I could do that any day. So I know that's something that's gonna happen. But writing a book, that's what I'm started, and I got to get that thing finished. But man, it's tough because this year, the year 2024 has been one of those years where I grew a lot in my understanding of things. I went from being a very, I guess you could say, I don't even know how to word it, bro. Like I went from being a preacher, who seen things certain ways for a very long time.
Yeah.
But now I've grown and I've learned so much more.
Yeah.
That I see the error of my ways in the past
Right.
a lot more today that I did not see them a year or two ago. And I'm so thankful for that because it's helped me to do some self-reflection and to realize that I thought I had a lot of things figured out, but I don't. And that's humbled me. It's humbled me and it's helped me to realize like I need to continue to study, continue to grow, continue to trust in God and not myself. So my ambitions are just to keep moving forward, keep growing, keep my eyes on Jesus, and not only finish my book, like a docuseries I'm working on, and I want to finish that, and of course, get my body in the shape I've always wanted to be in. That's my New Year's resolution every year. And it never seems to be where I always want it to be. So,
Absolutely.
you know, it's funny. Years ago, I did research because I was doing a revival at the beginning of the year, and in the revival that I was doing, I wanted to do research on what is the most common New Year's resolutions. Like, what is the number one New Year's resolution most people make? And it's actually to change their health, change their body, and that's interesting to me because that goes to show, you know, a lot of people are not happy with themselves where they are, and I thought, you know, that's really interesting. So it seems to be the thing that we put off the most. So that's something too. I want to do my best.
Yeah, that's definitely has been for many, many years at the top of my list. Certainly not for lack of trying, but also just discovering, you know, I think sometimes we kind of feel like there's a one size fits all diet and lifestyle for everyone.
Your Romans
And I definitely believe there are certain principles and practices that if practiced consistently, you can certainly live a more healthier lifestyle. And I'm definitely not going to sit here and claim that I've done that perfectly because I certainly
Not
haven't.
me. Yeah, I have.
But I think definitely, it's been a little bit of a journey for me in discovery of trying to understand myself, my own body, and what works for me, what doesn't. So 2025 for me is definitely one at the top of the list. My goal is I'm dialing back on my traveling.
We do.
We still will travel some. We'll still go out and minister. But my focus on 2025 is actually going to be more digital evangelism rather than in-person evangelism. And my wife and I have, it's very, very easy. This is not an excuse, no excuse at all. But it's easy to get caught up in the busyness of ministry and the busyness of your daily routine and lifestyle that your health, your exercise, your eating regimens, your habits, and they kind of take a back seat. And it's easier just to kind of fall into a quick, easy access type of lifestyle. And so
There's been times I felt guilty for doing what I do with my health because that's taking up time in my day to do other things. And I feel like, there's that scripture in the Bible that says bodily exercise profiteth little. And so sometimes I think of that and I'm thinking, man, I spending this couple hours or whatever working out, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm doing this too obsessively and then I almost feel guilty about it. But then I realized like, well, you had years of not doing it. So you've got to make up for what but anyways. So what's the other things you want to do?
yeah, so definitely get my health in order. And so Steph and I have some goals on that. I think 2024 for me was a year of discovery and a year of enlightenment. Just studying a lot, just studying and reading a lot, more than the average. I've always done a little bit of studying here and there, just to continue, and I have to in the work that I do. On 3ABN with programming and the different programs and things that I'm involved in there. I'm constantly in the Word, constantly doing research. But I definitely took it a step further this year in researching a few things that's of interest to me that I've been wanting to study for a while. I think 2025 for me is going to be, I don't know if this is the right word, but now I'm going to take my discovery and my enlightenment that I've used. And I'm going to try to figure out how to now be able to use and utilize that information to be a better, more effective evangelist for Jesus Christ, a better, more effective communicator of the gospel.
Amen to that.
And so 2024 is going to be a year of clarity. It's going to be a year of declaration for me. I think that's coming. What did I say? 2023? Sorry. 2024 was my year of enlightenment. 2025
It's all right.
2025 is going to be the year of declaration with me. I think it's coming, and I think it's going to be for me a time in which I'm going to be sharing some things that I've learned along the way and see what happens. I'm excited. I have no fear of we should not be living in fear. We should be a people.
God's not giving us this spirit of
as I think sometimes people are, this event's happening in the news and this war's happening and this outbreak over here, this thing over here, and these prices are going up, inflation, and so all these people look at what's going around them and it sparks in them sometimes a fear and anxiety. But when you know Christ,
that's right.
When you know Jesus Christ and you've read the book, just don't fear. Trust in Christ. Put your trust in the God of the Bible. And there's no fear. Actually, I'm excited. The excitement of what's happening in this world, the craziness that's going on, while people are living in fear and their whole life is being shaken. I'm over here like, oh, that was our timer. I was trying to figure out. We had a little timer.
Here, I'll mute it. There you go. I didn't realize it was going to
be a timer, and it stopped, and it beep. Oh, anyway. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited about the future because I know we're that much closer to the soon coming of Jesus, man. So will help us land this plane and else send our viewers home.
I want to end with saying what you said, but I'll just quote scripture where God says through Paul to Timothy, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And I think it's important that we all remember that. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We want to let you know we want to hear from you. We want to hear your comments, anything you like to say, anything you like to add to this episode. Feel free. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And let us know. We'd like to hear from you guys. What is your resolutions? Maybe you're making New Year's resolutions. Maybe you've already made some. What is your goals going into 2025? And whether that be spiritual, mental, physical, whatever it is for you, let us know. We can always learn something from hearing one another's goals as well. So hope you guys have a blessed night. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Real quick
What up?
before we sign out, if you want to support this channel, Day by Day Podcast, I'm going to drop a link below in the comment section or in the description section. So click on the description below, in that description below the video, and there should be a link there. If you want to support this channel and you want to donate to us, we'll always need to make upgrades, continue to do things better for you guys. And so if you want to support the channel, do that. And we're also going to be telling you more information and more ways that you can support this this podcast moving forward in the videos and in the content to come. So
Yes, we can use your support. We need the HBO special. That means help us out.
that's a wave.
So anyways, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember to keep walking with Jesus day by day.
Day by day.